Hey everyone, this video is to help you with independent events when talking about probability. So independent events are two or more events that are happening one after another. So it's the probability that one occurs does not affect the probability of the other. If they're independent, they do not affect one another. So the probability of A and B is the probability of A multiplied by the probability of B. We always assume that the first event occurs, and you're going to see the words with replacement. If you see with replacement, that means independent events. So a coin is tossed and a six-sided die is rolled. Find the probability of landing on the head side of the coin and rolling a 3 on the die. These two events are independent of one another because it doesn't matter which side you flip on the coin, that's not going to affect how the dice gets rolled. So what we do for this is we do the probability of heads multiplied by the probability of rolling a 3. So on a coin, you have two possibilities. One of those two is a head, so probability of heads is 1/2. Times the probability of rolling a 3, there are 6 sides on a die. One of them has a 3. And then you just multiply like you normally would. So 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 6 is 12. The next one, a card is chosen at random from a deck of 52 cards. It is then replaced and a second card is chosen. What is the probability of choosing a jack and an 8? Huge key word here. It is then replaced. That means you pick a card, you look at what it is, and then you put it back in the deck before drawing another one. So the probability of choosing a jack times the probability of choosing an 8. So when I go to pick a card, there are 52 cards in my deck. 4 of those are jacks. We're always assuming the first thing happens. That means I pick the card out, I look at it, it's a jack, and then I put it back. Because I've put it back, there are still 52 cards in the deck. Of those 52, 4 are 8s. Now, I wouldn't go through the process of multiplying just yet, because what you're going to want to try to do is to simplify before you multiply. It's going to make this a lot easier. So 4 over 52 will reduce to 1 over 13. So it's 1 over 13 times 1 over 13, which is 1 over 169. You can simplify early, you can simplify at the end. However, if you were to multiply 4 over 52 by 4 over 52, you're not going to be very inclined to figure out right away how this will reduce. If you reduce early, it's going to make it a lot easier because you're going to be dealing with smaller numbers. Okay, and our last one, we have a jar that contains 3 red, 5 green, 2 blue, and 6 yellow marbles. Altogether, we have a total of 16. Altogether, we have a total of 16. A marble is chosen at random from the jar. After replacing it, so because it's replacement, we know that this is going to be independent. A second marble is chosen. Find the probability of choosing green and a yellow marble. That's the probability of green times the probability of yellow. So we reach in the bag of 16 marbles. 5 of those are green, so you have a 5 over 16 chance of choosing a green one. You pick the marble out. Remember, we're assuming it happens, so you look at it, you see that it's green, and you place it back in the bag. There are still 16 marbles in the bag. Of those 16 of them, 6 are yellow. Now, I can't reduce 5 over 16, but I can reduce 6 over 16. 6 divided by 16 is going to give me 3 over 8. So now I can go ahead and multiply them across. 5 times 3 is going to give me 15. 16 times 8 is going to give me 128, which cannot reduce any further, so that's your final answer.